Hello there. Well, today let's get ready to pull apart goodness with a health kick. We're live today on Instagram and on Facebook, and I'm continuing on with my March Madness. This is the last day. So we're going to be making something that is very yummy for all you food enthusiasts and also for health conscious people. Welcome to my Kitchen Flavors with Merla, and we're going to dive into the heart of a Canadian comfort food that has a healthful twist to it. We're going to add some really great spices, and we're going to add a few things that you might not think of adding to a pulled pork. So this recipe is pretty easy to make, of course, in your crock pot, so we'll get to that in a minute. But like I said earlier, sometimes life gives you lemons, and you have to decide to make lemonade. So today, in my case, it was all about my car. Someone tagged my car, and so instead of being down about it, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go live and I'm going to tag you guys into some fun and some cooking and some liveliness to make something yummy. How's that? Instead of being all down in the mouth. I was feeling pretty gross there for a while. So thanks for joining me, and we'll get right into this. So we're going to be making this in the crock pot, like I said. So it's just basic, but I always like to come on here and just talk to you guys first. And then later on, when I actually put it together, I create a micro video. So, because it goes a lot farther on Facebook that way. So that's what we're going to be doing. So today, we'll just go through some of the ingredients and all of that. So if you've caught the live today, or if you've caught the replay, please feel free to say hi to me in the comments. And I always love getting back to you. If you decide to do that, or if you're too shy, that's okay too. Just let me know somehow that you're watching. Send me a message. Tell me what you're thinking about some of the things that I'm posting. It really would be appreciated. I hope that some of it has been helpful to you guys. So I have some notes today because I'm just a little bit nervous today, trying to just deal with what happened, and it's all good, but I thought, you know what, I might forget something, and sometimes I do anyways. But anyways, yeah, so the recipe is, I'm trying to even think of the name of it, because I changed the name of it because I added some different ingredients. Smoky Maple Pulled Pork. There we go. I pulled it out of my brain. So that's what we're going to make today. So you're going to need, of course, about a 2-pound pork roast. So I've got that ready here. So about that size, what you'll need. And I bought, I think it was a pork, oh, I ripped that off now, so I can't tell you what it was, but I think it was a pork loin roast that I got. And then I'm adding in a half a jar, so depending on the size that you're doing, but a half a bottle of this. I might add a little bit more, but I found this really yummy one. It's called Good Food for Good, and it's an organic barbecue sauce, and it's sweetened with dates. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and it's made in Canada. So that's why I choose it. I try to find products that are local to me. So yeah, so that's what we're going to start off with. And I just realized that in my stress of dealing with this, I forgot to introduce myself. And my name's Merla K, and I'm from Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. And here on my page, as you've probably noticed, I teach women to cook and to bake with using some really healthy ingredients. Like I'm from a direct sales company that offers organic spices and another line of spices as well, some organic, some not, and organic extracts. And I've decided to bring you along in my journey of making some really fun, easy, quick, easy meals, snacks, entrees, whatever, using these spices. And then sometimes I try to talk about the health benefits of some of them too. So we'll try to do that today. So anyways, welcome here, and sorry to interrupt my train of thought there. But so on with the ingredients. So you've got your pork roast, and you've got the barbecue sauce, And then we're going to do a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. Now the one that I found is organic, so I got it at Costco. So that's a good one. And make sure, like when you choose the organic one, it's got the mother in it, so it's really, really healthy for you. And then half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and I never know how to say that correctly, but I think that's it. I've never seen an organic one. I don't know if there is one, so I just use that. And then 2 tablespoons of, I'm going to be using coconut sugar, and this one is organic. I'm just starting to use this. So the recipe, some of the recipes that I found actually called for brown sugar, but I'm going to use this because it actually is brown. It's a coconut sugar, and it's supposed to be so much more healthy for you. So that's what I decided to use in my recipe today. And then we're going to be adding in some really great spices. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to add a spice. It's a rub, and it's with the company that I'm with. And it's a smoked maple rub, and they come in these glass bottles like this. And I'm going to take a tablespoon of that, and I'm going to totally rub down my roast, or I might use a bit more, but I'm putting in a tablespoon, but you can always add. And I'm going to rub that into my roast first and let it sit for a while before I actually even put it in the crock pot. And so we're going to do that. And then we also have coriander in this recipe, half a teaspoon, a bay leaf or 2, a teaspoon of another really yummy blend that I like to use. And this is another one from Watkins, and it's a garlic and herb seasoning. And it's also organic. So we're going to get our garlic in there and some onion, and we've got sea salt, it's got red bell pepper, marjoram, black pepper, thyme, ground celery seed. It sounds really yummy, so I thought that would be great to use in our pulled pork. So we're going to put that in there, and then our good old standby, love my onion powder. So we're going to put onion powder in there, and I think that's all the spices that you'll need. The rub, the coriander, bay leaf, garlic and herb seasoning, a blend of some kind, and or onion powder. Now you can choose whatever spices you want, but those are the ones that I've picked for today. So, and that's basically it. You just rub the roast down and just throw your roast in the pot, and then we're going to add the liquids and the spices all together. That's what I like to do, and just pour that over the top. And then you want to just cook it in the slow cooker on high for about 4 to 6 hours. So I love it. Pretty easy peasy, right? I love that. I'm all about making things quick and easy with ingredients that are like easy to find, right? That we don't have to like search and search and search. You can swap out any of these things if you don't have or don't want to use the coconut sugar. You can use brown sugar. You can use whatever you want. Just some interesting things to add to it. So I thought I'd just talk about, a little bit about some of the ingredients that are in it. So this recipe is not just a recipe for your taste buds, but it's also a really good hug for your health, right? So first off, we've got the organic spices in it, like the chili powder, the coriander, and the smoked maple rub. They're not just here for a kick of flavor, but they're actually packed with antioxidants, and they help fight off things in your body, correct? When we're using some of these ingredients. So for instance, like chili powder, it's not just about heating up your dish, but as we know, some of these spices can aid with heart health. Anything that I'm stating, of course, is just recommendations that I've read. I'm not stating a claim that these will do certain things in your body, you know that, but chili powder has in it capsaicin, I can't even pronounce that word, a compound that gives peppers their burn, but it's known, it does have anti-inflammatory properties, so which is known to improve blood circulation. Then you've got the coriander, which is a little tiny seed that's got lots of mighty little powers to it that help with your digestive system. And it has shown some promise with lowering some blood sugar levels in some studies. So I thought that was interesting. Now the smoked maple rub is kind of like, that's what is making my recipe a Canadian recipe, because we're so known for our maple down in the East. So it gives us that Canadian wilderness feel, and it not only makes our taste buds jump and dance, but it also offers like a little bit of sweetness to the recipe without using a whole lot of refined sugars, which is what I like. So, and it's all about, you know, making things that you know are going to be gut friendly. So I felt that this recipe, for those of you that can't handle a lot of intense spice, these are very, very mild. I do want to state that the spices of my company, none of them are really over the top, super hot, spicy ones. Like this smoked maple is very mild. It's lovely, and the same with the garlic and the herb. So it just gives a really nice balance using some of these spices, and you can enjoy using these without having any guilt, because they're very low sugar. There's no sugar. I think this one might have a tiny little bit of sugar, maple sugar in it. So you know what I mean? Like it's really not adding a whole lot of bad stuff into your recipe if you're using spices. So pulled pork gets really tender when you cook it in a slow cooker, and it gets more flavorful. So good food gives you a good mood, right? So this recipe definitely is a heartwarming one for us Canadians. I know I have a lot of people from other countries on my page. So I encourage you to try this one if you've never tried it, if you want a little taste of Canada. So I hope that you'll try it, and I hope that you'll enjoy it. And I will put it together and get my video up of showing you how to make it with the recipe and all that in the next few days, but using some really nice spices. So, and I've shared a little bit of the health benefits here with you today, so I hope that's helpful as well. Yeah, so I wanted to end off just thanking you, because I know today was kind of mixed up. So thank you for joining me, and I really appreciate it. And I also just wanted to mention that if you're ever interested in any of the products that I'm talking about, the spices, their extracts, any of the other things that I'm talking about for digestive health, please feel free to reach out to me. I had a gal the other day tell me she wanted to get together and talk about some of the health products that I've been using, so I'm going to be doing that sometime next week with her. So if anybody wants to do like a video call or just to see, there's no pressure whatsoever, but I'm very open to doing that. So like for instance, I just thought I'd share a couple things, because I got this call from the neighbor stating that my car had been vandalized, and immediately the stress level goes up, right? So I always turn to some of my natural products that I like to use. I use essential oils a lot. I have some really cool drinks that I've incorporated into my life that are awesome. So I wanted to talk about this one. It's called Q Twist Calm, and it has a lot of different extracts in it that are, it's totally natural. It has a little bit of stevia powder in it, but it's got things like lemon balm, passion flower, some things like that, and it really is a calming drink. And you just put a little bit of it in a glass of water, and I just mix it in, and it actually just, it's got actually terpenes in it, which is the really, how can I say, the really good parts of an essential oil, but they've actually put it through a process that it's totally ingestible. So you're not drinking like an oil. So it's really awesome, and essential oils can have a lot of really good health benefits for therapeutic purposes, for calming your tummy aches, burns, anything like that. So if you've used essential oils. So this drink has some of that in it, and other things as well that really help me. So I just mix a little bit up, throw it in one of my things, and just sip throughout the day. And I just can't believe how it really does just help so much. Just taking that edge off if you're feeling a bit nervous about anything. I used it before I went on to our flights, and I used it when I was in Mexico. I love that one. It's really tasty too. It's actually peach lemonade, so it's quite tasty. I do find it's a little bit on the sweet tasting side and a little bit strong, so I actually just water it down, and I only do it half strength and it still works. So it goes a lot farther, and they come in little sachets like this. So if anybody's ever interested in anything like that that I'm talking about with the spices or whatever, I am part of these two companies that there's actually potential for building a business like I'm doing. So feel free to reach out to me at any time, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit in my lives when I come and see you on Wednesday. So take care, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me today. And I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but I hope you can try this recipe and let me know how you make out. Take care. Thanks. Bye for now.